Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Rimshots with Sean, brought to you by Barstools and Bandtalk. And this has been almost 2 years since we last. Well, I mean, I talk to you all the time, but almost 2 years since we did a formal sort of thing.
Yeah, has it been that long? Really?
Almost the wonderful, and I don't know if you remember, you ended with a joke.
Oh, I will only have the same joke. It's the only joke I have memorized. So
it ended with
brace yourself.
the grip. But anyway, we won't go there. The wonderful, the talented Nicolle Bellefontaine. How are you doing today?
I'm grand, Mr. McKenna. How are you?
And happy Valentine's Day, I might add.
Oh, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you. I know that you've got a sweet little itty bitty baby. So I'm sure that the itty bitty four-legged Valentine is going to be pulling focus this year.
Giant pain in the rear. So before we get to what we're going to talk about, the important stuff, did you take in the Super Bowl this weekend?
No. Or the Grammy.
Good for you.
I don't have the energy to waste on such things when I could get all the highlights after the fact. I would much rather be sitting or vegging out on TikTok.
It's kind of interesting because I fall asleep sometimes with, the football channel on, and here we are, 2 days after it, and they're still analyzing stuff there. And it's kind of like, I didn't really pay that much attention to the game. Maybe the last 15, 20 minutes, which is kind of exciting. But to me, it was what to do about.
I think people are kind of tapped out with these over the top events, and the amount of some people love it. They love that commitment, that 4-6 hour commitment, the pregame show to the pregame show to the whatever. I got to be in the mood to mark off that much time sitting in front of the TV.
Yeah, no, it's no question, and I mean, it's really funny how there's this big lead up, and then people kind of drop everything they're doing. Then they spend 3-4 hours watching it. Then it's over. Then what?
Yeah.
And you go like, okay, what did I just do? What just happened here? Right.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're okay with it, if you have the attention span, there's not enough riddling in the world to keep me riveted to anything that requires that much commitment. I'm not that commitment. I guess I'm commitment phobic. I don't know.
I don't think you are, but I don't think you are, but anyway, we'll leave that for another day. So I guess the other thing, I really hadn't had a whole heck of a lot of time to talk to you about this since it happened, but your show on 92.9 Jock FM was named the #1 show in for its time slot in HRM. Did I get that right?
Yes, technically, adults 35-49, which is our core demographic, freshmen. So yeah, the station overall is actually #2 for adults 25-54, which is a huge win for us because we've been maintaining that now. So that's a good thing. It means that we are here to stay and we are a force to be reckoned with. Which if you've listened to our station, we honestly have the best music mix. Like it's not even like have we had some people are not fans of urban music? That's okay. Because there's lots to us, right? So we are growing with the millennial base, and I think that we're representing our community, and we like to bring the fun, and it's proving to be a successful combination. So yeah, I take no prisoners.
And I listen on a regular basis. I mean, I flip between you and Todd Vino because Todd's a buddy, and I Todd's the one guy. I mean, I loved Rick Howe. I interviewed Rick Howe. He was great.
Yeah.
The thing I love about Todd is he just always says what I want somebody to say on my behalf, and he's unrepentant, and he just he doesn't worry about, hey, am I going to get in trouble? And so I think that's great. And I mean, Griff and Caroline. I mean, he. Well, the two of them cracked me up. I mean, I told you that one that he said about Woody the talking Christmas tree. We won't go into the details, but
there's always something on that show.
Yeah.
But it's important to point out that they're the Heritage Morning Show now, right? If you look at all the other morning shows in the market, they've all had changes. Whereas Griff and Caroline have been together the longest of all of the shows, which sometimes people just fall back into old habits, and they don't realize that. Habits and ways of thinking that there's only two players in the market, but that is entirely not the case, and we are proving.
Well, there's something to be said for that because radio can be such a fickle thing, right? Like,
business. It's
right.
A tough business.
It is, and I mean, all the background a lot better than me, but for somebody that is into radio and you just start getting used to somebody, then all of a sudden they're gone, they're moved to a different time slot, they're not on there anymore. I mean, it's tough for the listener. It's got to be tough for the people that are in there grinding away doing it.
Well, it affects your momentum, right? Your momentum is, that brand awareness. It's, we promote, advertise to our advertisers, and we have to advertise consistency ourselves, right? So when you have a lot of shifting on a station with personnel, or you're, farting around with the music unnecessarily, or you're conversely stagnant, it is a fine line that every station has to walk all the time.
You bring up a good point there, Miss Bellefontaine, because I often say in the bar business, when you're playing music, you're an alcohol salesman. I mean, great, you can be an awesome band, you can be in a fantastic, you have a great singer, great band, whatever. But if you're not selling booze, what's the point? You're just up there playing. You're in the same predicament in that you can be the best DJ there is, you can do the best things, but if your time slot's not selling those advertisements and making the money for the station, then you're just a bit player. Is that a fair statement?
We are a business like any other business. We are here to make money. And the way we make money is to provide really good content, great music mix, make things easy for listeners. We like to bring the lightness to life and the fun and the whimsy, because there's no sense in raging against the machine at this point. Everybody's angry all the time. They have their phone to make them angry. Why would we get on the air and start, poking that bear? It's just not our brand, right? Yeah. We're feel good, like you say. We're like a bar band. Like, we're out there cranking it, grinding it, on behalf of our advertisers, but ultimately at the end of the day, we got to drive sales.
So you're very active on social media, and I was thinking about this. I had a friend that asked me a question about something, and I'll put it to you. And I won't name names, but he was talking about how it just appears like some people around Halifax in my business keep showing up, and it seems like their life is amazing all the time. And I just said to him, well, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes real things that are taking place, and then sometimes it's a fake it till you make it mentality, where you have to have people think that you have something going on all the time. I'd love to get your 2 cents on it, because your social media posts, your TikTok, it's usually pretty peppy, and sometimes it's sarcastic, but it's never, I don't think, anything that somebody would go, oh my God, Nicole's just like, she's bragging about herself all the time. Like, what's your 2 cents on that?
I think that one of the things, so I always talk about TikTok. Since the moment we met, I've mentioned, we got to get on TikTok, because it is a medium that is incredibly powerful right now. Is it going to stay like that? Well, probably not. I mean, we all remember MySpace. Yeah. But to that end, one of the strong suits and one of the successes of TikTok and of Instagram to an extent, it's not translating as well on Facebook, is authenticity. So people can tell. People are like little truffle pigs. They can tell, right? The people that are awake, the people that are conscious. I don't mean tell me what I want, so that tell me what I need to think, right? I'm talking critical thinking people that are, want authenticity. They want sincerity. They want genuine. They don't want contrived and curated, right? So I think that, like you say, as far as what I do, if I'm not feeling it, I don't want to post it. Mm-hmm. And do I want to bring happiness? Sure. Like I believe that that's my role in life, is to elevate people around me mood wise, not elevate them to be something that they don't want to be. That's not, then don't listen to me as far as for advice other than get your vibration clean, because I think that, that is incredibly important. We've talked about, I have very strong opinions on the law of attraction, the quantum field, quantum entanglement. I can't just go by, just good feelings alone. I need science behind anything that I'm going to adopt as far as a lifestyle. And my lifestyle is such that, I'm here to make the day better, but I'm also going to be real. And I've shown my brokenness, and I've shown my vulnerability, because I'm like you. Like, I don't want to ever have anybody say that I'm putting myself above them. But does my life sometimes maybe seem more fabulous because I'm dancing and acting like a jackass? That's only because I'm choosing the path of light and happiness rather than being mired in the misery. Like, I literally, and I encourage everyone, if you are on any social media stream, and like Twitter is the place of pure anger and rage. I made the mistake of going on there this morning, and it's almost ruined my day, and it's not even lunch. As far as the momentum that kind of negative, like, just literally, it's because the negative stuff in the world is going to happen whether you're there to witness it or not. And it doesn't mean that you are not a caring person, but you have to take care of your mental health first. Mm-hmm. So if you're on social media and you're sick that everybody's got a better life than you, then then this is a you problem. That's not a them problem. Mm-hmm. And don't ever think that people don't have dark days. They're just choosing to spread their happy days. Now, some people are doing it because they want that, cachet, and they want you to envy them. And then you just look at them and you go, what an arsehole. And then you move on.
Well, and I mean, I'll say to you, your posts to me are, they're always funny and they're always great, because one of the things that, and I've talked to you about this before, I've talked to a few people, I get a sense of frustration in what I do, because you sit there and you do, a piece of work and you think, oh man, this is amazing. And you get like 100 views, and then somebody finds a chip that looks like Abraham Lincoln, and all of a sudden it goes 10 million people, and you're like, what? And you don't know, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like you got to push the frustration aside and just keep plugging away, and just knowing that, hey, things that you do will eventually catch on. So, I just say that to you.
Yeah, and I get that, because you want people to experience what it is that you're offering to them. So you look at those views or the tracks and the likes and the comments, and you think, damn it, like this came from a real place. Like this came, like I'm gifting this to you, like just good stuff, right? And it is natural to be frustrated. And I look at it and I like, in particular, I have this TikTok video that's got like, it's so stupid. And it's like, and not because it's stupid, like goofy. It's just, I have way better videos that have almost no likes, no views, no anything. It's like they're just off in the wind. And then there's stupid things you sort of go, why does this have traction? Why do I have 5,000 freaking views on this half-assed thing that I wasn't even feeling at the time? So it is frustrating. But ultimately, you have to, I think what I've adopted is this point, and that is, if I enjoy doing it and I put it out there and it gets views, it does or it doesn't really matter to me anymore. I can't make myself crazy wondering how you crack that code, because you will make yourself crazy, and then that will therefore alter the content that you put out, and then you're not doing it for the right reason. Just release it to the universe with kindness and love. And I know that sounds super hippie, but it's what's saving me from going crazy, because everything I do is measured, right? Everything I do with my job is measured. I am measured for my popularity.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Because I'm going to do what I do, and the second that somebody sees me out on a back deck feeding 25 raccoons, and I'm, that's me trying to get the cheap applause to get my views up. So right. That's a great point. So I mean, the other thing too that because I know you and we chat all the time, and you and I both joke about being ADD and ADHD and the focus thing. I've had this conversation with a couple people too, and it happens to me all the time, where I was doing a drum track the other day in the studio, and I figured out, I said to the people, I actually do fills, not because I want to do fills, it's to keep my focus, because if it's going on too long, I'm thinking about, did I turn that light off? And I'm not even joking, like it's a serious thing. You struggle with the same things, the same things. How does that, I guess, help and hinder your job?
Well, ADHD tempers everything in my life. Fortunately, because of my Ritalin, I am able to govern it when I am medicated. And I have a lot of people that will say to me, especially in the entertainment field, no, I don't want to lose my edge. And I call horseshit. Everybody in your life wants you on medication. If you think that you are ADHD, whoever's watching, get help. Because I'm telling you, my life is literally bisected from before my diagnosis to after diagnosis. Mm-hmm. I am way better at my job. I'm way better at my life. I have more control over my emotions. I am just a happier friggin' human being, because ADHD will make you crazy. There's body focus with repetitive behaviors. There's rejection sensitivity dysphoria, which is really challenging in this day and age of social media. Because if you are looking for likes and you're like, I'm not getting this, and you're not aware that rejection sensitivity dysphoria is a huge aspect for a lot of people who have ADHD, it will make you nuts, and you don't understand why you feel so crappy, right? And when somebody says something to you, it cuts you deeper than other people. It's harder to pull away, and it will taint. Like I say, I had a thing this morning, but I actually exerted boundaries, which is another problem with people with ADHD, and I sort of stood up for myself. And I'm still irritated that I had to do it. So it's going to take me a while to come off of that, and I am medicated. So ADHD 100% profoundly will affect your life. It's a positive, then it's also a negative. And I can't say it enough. Belle likes to do this Let's Talk Day. I think we should talk about this all the time, every day. This isn't a one day thing. Your mental health is as important as your physical health. And if people don't want to talk about it, that's heartbreaking, because that takes so much of the sting out of it right away. Right.
You know what? What a great time to say, hey, end of segment one, we'll go to segment two, because I want to cover a little bit more of that on the flip side. Because, as fabulous as you are and as gruff as I am, we both kind of have the same thought process and a lot of stuff. So we'll be back after this.